Alright, what's going on guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Moon fight that a lot of people have been complaining on how to farm it properly. It's very easy. I kind of already did a video back in test round, but some things were changed and I had to adjust the strategy. Now, it's still a 2 round and it's still going to be pretty easy to do, so I highly recommend that you do this when you are farming the Moon, because I know a lot of people want to get the themes that do drop from here. And if you guys don't know, there is a loot map that is floating around that has everything on there that I made a while back, so definitely look at that loot map and it tells you that everything that is going to be dropped from these bosses. But the Moon fight is literally dropping themes, tier sockets, triangle sockets, and the sword pins now. Before, it was dropping power pins in test realm and things were adjusted, so now it's dropping sword pins. Now a lot of players are going to be wanting to farm this because they have to get the badge, and once they get the badge they can just pinpoint the pins and do it with dream water. So I expect a lot of players be doing that, so I know I had to make a video again, an updated guide at least, on how to do the Doom. So we'll talk all about that and give you guys my thoughts regarding that. So if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff, and let's get into it. So when it comes to the Moon, it's the same stuff that we kind of were talking about in the last video regarding the Moon, where you want to set up the condition, and it follows the Scion condition. So if there's two dots on the field, it will activate the Moon. 2 hots, it will activate the Moon. If there's like 4 shields, 4 blades, etc. So basically the Scion condition, right, for every school, and the hero will activate depending on that. Shadow does also activate. I believe if you Shrike, if 2 people do a Shrike, it does activate the Moon and it will have Shadow do an attack. But you just don't ever get a Shadow that often in these fights, and it's kind of rare, so I don't want to add that into the strategy. But this is something that I would do if you are farming with a team. This is probably your best bet of farming this fight. Now here's the strategy of farming the Moon. Now you want to have an elemental shield and do it on yourself, because that will activate the ice cheat. And then what you want to do is do an elemental trap. Doing that elemental trap will activate the bounce cheat. So you're kind of just like interacting with the heroes and trying to make them basically do the 6k hit. You're doing this because the whole premise behind this strat is letting the Moon kill the ships, not you. You're really just sitting there and letting the Moon do all the work, just for the first round initially. And then, yes, the second person is putting an elemental trap, preferably on the Polarian naval fleet. You can do it on anybody, but I tried to make it simple so players don't get confused on what they're doing. So just to make it straightforward, I put it on the Polarian naval fleet because it has the most HP out of everybody. The third person is going to use Link, because Link is going to help set up our hot condition and our dock condition. So we want to hit those 2 conditions so we can get 12k from the Moon. And then what the last person is going to do is they're going to have a decathlon deck, and they're going to have a link from a pet. A lot of pets that are existing right now give a link. You can use the Burning Dryad, and what I did was I put Will Cast Hex on that pet, because now that I have an item card link, I'm not using TCs, and I have a decathlon deck. So what I'm going to do is use the link from my pet and cast it on the naval fleet so I can get the Scion condition for the dot. And then also I have the hot condition now, because now there's 2 links on the field. And I'm using a Will Cast Hex on the Polarian fleet, because if you don't use it on the Polarian fleet, the Polarian fleet will basically survive. So having that extra Will Cast, it could be a Hex or a Curse. Doing that will give you extra damage, and the fleet will die within the first round. So it's a perfect round 1 strat that I highly recommend that you guys do. Now once the first wave of enemies die, you have that second wave of ships that you have to kill, and literally what you just do is your usual thing that I always recommend, which is Mass Feint, Scald, Incendiate. Scald Incendiating the second wave just to quickly get rid of it, and that's about it. What you can also do is, if you wanted to, you can do Scald Incendiate and then flee and come back and do Scald Incendiate again to skip the animations with Moon. It's roughly around the same. I did some like timing on it. It's kind of same. It just really comes down to like what, if you're able to even make it back in time, because if you don't make it back into the fight in time, it'll glitch out and then you have too many ships on the field and yeah, it just bugs out. So it's just better to do this strat. I highly recommend it. And it does take a little bit of time. This fight is, even though it's 2 round, there's a lot of animations on the field. I can definitely get a lot more runs farming other things, but you have to do this anyways, because if you want to get the badge, you have to farm the Doom Moon on all your characters. Now, I know players are probably going to just do this on their main character and that's it. But I think honestly, the best way of just doing about this is just do your 10 or 15 runs or whatever it is for the Doom Moon. I believe it's 15. I probably should write this stuff on the slides if I'm being honest with you. But just getting those kills and then getting the badge, and you should just move on and start working on your next character. I wouldn't worth farming it like right off the rip, because you're gonna have to do this anyways for the badges. So for the fleets you need 15 kills. So after you get your 15 kills, honestly, go on another character and that's already done with Wallaroo and do another 15. Get all these badges done so you can just craft sword pins whenever you need to. It's better. I know it's time consuming, but if you have like 7 characters, if you think about it, you're doing so many runs. So like, for example, if you have 1 of every school, that's 7 characters and you have to do 15 runs per just to get the badge. By yourself, you're already doing 105 runs. So within those 105 runs, you should probably get a decent amount of the Athames as well and just craft whatever's left over, which everyone's going to do anyways. So the Doom Moon is something that players are going to farm because of the fact that they want to be able to craft the sword pins for their characters. The other one that players are probably going to be using, or at least farming, is going to be Mr. Montgomery, and they're also going to be doing Freddy. Mr. Montgomery, due to the fact that you can craft your square jewels so people can get the health that's needed for like raids and advanced combat. And then they're also going to be doing Freddy because the circle jewels, so they can craft the 10% damage jewels, and you can craft the pierce jewels. Plus you also get access to shield pins and power pins if you want to craft those, which is up for the market essentially. So overall, players are going to have to do this anyways. The one that you don't really have to do anymore is going to be Crash the Bandicoot, because the amulets, yes, they are good, but you can just farm them on one character. You don't have to get the badge. And sure, you can farm him anyways because for the socket wrenches. So it's just worth to just get the badge on all your characters at this point. But I would treat Crash as like the lowest priority. He is kind of a priority if you want to get the socket wrenches ahead of time so you can get all the other things, but we'll probably talk about it in another video when it comes to that point. But that's kind of the premise of the Doom Moon fight. Very easy. Highly recommend that you guys do this strat. I know some players are doing other strategies like where they just spam blades or spam feints or something like that. There's like a bunch of strats, right? It just comes down to personal preference. This is the one I recommend. It's easier. I prefer it. But like I said, I don't know what people are doing in team up, but I heard some complaints within the community, so I thought I'd just upload this video so people can just reference it. And if you guys have any questions, like I said, join the Discord. The slides for all these gear bosses are in the Discord, so if you want to learn how to do the other fights, I'll upload a video, of course. But if you just want to quickly see how to do these fights easily, just join the Discord. They're in the PvE guides channel. All the stuff's in there to make it easier for you guys. That's the premise of these videos. But best of luck on your guys' farming. Hopefully Wallaroo has been fun for you guys. I know obviously I haven't been uploading videos as much, but that's because I've been grinding, which is it's gonna be like that for the next couple days. So that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.